Hey, welcome to another episode of Rob Does It Himself. Today's gonna be a little bit different. Instead of a normal thing, I'm gonna talk about why I'm getting rid of this turd and I'm going back to gas. Stick around, we'll talk about it more. So this is an Ego new for 2020 Select Cut. It is their multi-blade system. It is a 21-inch electric mower, 56 volt, self-propelled, decked out. It's got headlights, pretty sweet. So a little bit of background. I have a bunch of Ego products. I actually have the backpack blower. I have the power head system with the edger and the trimmer. I have the hedge trimmers. I got a couple other random things around. And in the past, I've had their straight string trimmer. I've also had their standard blower. So I've had a lot of Ego products, and I think Ego is an outstanding company. I think their more handheld tools are awesome. This is actually the second Ego mower I've owned. I own the original Gen 1 Ego mower and actually ended up getting rid of it due to some of the reasons this was supposed to fix. So some of the issues I had with that mower is it lacks enough vacuum, right? So if you have a lot of leaves, if you look around my lawn, I have mature trees. I hope those are coming out good. I get a lot of leaves in the fall. This mower doesn't have very good vacuum, or the original one didn't have very good vacuum to suction up those leaves and really mulch them up good to help you out in the fall. Instead, you had to bag every single time, even if there's just a sprinkling of leaves on the ground. It was really annoying. The other issue I had was cut quality. Fairly often, essentially every mow, as your grass gets thicker, or if it's wet, or if you have turf type fall fescue, I've seen it quite heavily with that. I have Kentucky bluegrass, or as I call it, Kansas bluegrass. But you would get mohawk strips, and a lot of them would be related to tire lines that were ran repeatedly because of that lack of vacuum. It wouldn't pick up the grass from the last tire line and give it a fresh cut. So either at the mow, you'd get a little bit of mohawks, and what's worse, 2 days after the mow, when those wheel marks start to come up, you've got these terrible mohawks all across your lawn. I couldn't deal with it anymore. I left it. I went and got a Time Master. Fast forward a little bit sooner, more real time to now, and Toro came out with this Select Cut mower. They talked about the multi-blade, similar to a Honda, and everybody knows Hondas mulch really well. So I was like, oh man, I can go back to an Ego, I can use my battery system, it'll be awesome, it'll be perfect. And I was having issues with my Time Master, and not anything wrong with the mower, because it was so heavy. I've got drainage issues in my backyard, and I'd have to wait 2 or 3 days for the rain to stop and everything to dry out for me to be able to run, the 100+ pound mower on it. So this guy, at around 50 pounds, just kind of works perfect. I can come out here the day after it mows and skim over it, and it's not going to rut anything out. Works great for that. So I picked this guy up. I've had the guy for about 6 weeks now, and me and the mower started off with a good relationship. Everything worked out good, and now we've progressed where we are now. So let me tell you some of the problems I'm presently having. I get mohawks every other pass of this thing, no matter what I do. Some of the time it's every pass, and it's only every other pass if I mow in opposite direction of what I mowed last time. Terrible, terrible mohawk streaks, and I'll show you one in a second just to show you how bad it is. The other issue I have is that it has nowhere near enough vacuum, despite the fact they say it's got extra power, and this dual blade system that's got triple cutting power on the premium blades it comes with. It sucks. And let's really talk about those blades. The blades are paper thin. If you go over the tiniest stick, the tiniest anything, it's chipping the blade. And I don't have time for that. I can't sharpen my blade every 2 or 3 weeks. Non-exaggeration, you buy one of these, you sharpen your blade minimum once a month, probably 2 times a month. And if you really want crisp grass, probably every 2 weeks. So the blades suck. I don't really know if there's any other way to say it. So those are 2 biggest issues, a lack of vacuum and shitty blades. And so that lack of vacuum And shitty blades are going to have you have an increased risk to one huge issue, and that is disease. And I have more disease in my lawn this year than I have ever had. And I attribute a lot of it to it lacks some power too. So if you cut wet grass, you have more significant clumping, I'd say. Not like how this mower here, which I'll do a separate video on that about my review. I actually just got that last night. Do an unboxing and then do a separate video if I've had it for about a month to give you my honest opinion. But cumulatively, I have owned Ego mowers probably 3 years in total time. I've only owned this one about a month and a half. I will never buy one again. And I'm a big proponent of Ego. I'd call myself a fanboy when it comes to their handheld tools. This, it's junk. So I'm going to relist it for sale. Hopefully someone will buy it. But you know, I've already got a replacement mower, but it's just crap. So let me come over here and show you something. Take a look at this strip, and let's see if I can. You can see on here, I just mowed real quick for another video on how to attach a lawn striper to it. And I hope this is coming out good. But there are, let me get down here real good. I'm not sure how this is going to come out, to be honest. But I promise you, there are, if you look right here, if you can see what is above my fingers. So that's about the height of the mohawk. All the rest of the grass. So if you can see if I fold some grass here in the front. I mean, it's got a mohawk. I almost want to shape it up. And I'm going to be honest. Can't have mohawks on my lawn. But if you look down there, the mohawk, I mean, it really does continue. We'll run down here and let you see the mohawk from a couple different angles. Keep in mind, like I said, my lawn is very wet from some extremely heavy rains we've recently had. Many inches of rain. I think we actually had 4 or 5 inches of rain this week. So my lawn and the drainage issues that I had, that's making it pretty rough. But I mean, that's it in a nutshell. The Ego mower's junk. If you want their trimmer, etc., all that'll work great. This guy, 2 thumbs down for me.